Yes, we are live again this evening, and I would like to say hello to all our viewers, wherever you are watching us from different parts of the world. I know a lot of people will be happy this evening that Tosin is online and she's on time. Really, like we've always said, that most of the time it's not always it's not always in our making to start late. It's due to network problem most of the time. And this evening, I would like to welcome you. As you all know, there is a clinic with Oluwatosin Oladimeji Ladipo. And this evening, oh, thank you, Fadekemi Adeyemi is online already. Thank you, and I appreciate you for coming online. Still waiting for some of our viewers. I know with time they will start coming in one by one. And like we've been rightly advertising on different social media platforms, that what we'll be discussing today is all about sex, love, and loneliness, because it's few days to Valentine. Seriously, few days to Valentine. And I'm sure that a lot of people are really looking up to that. They really want to celebrate Valentine. But we want to see it in a different way this evening. We really want to know what Valentine is all about. Is it all about love, or is it all about sex? And that is what we'll be discussing this evening. And I have two different guests this evening. Well, let me first say thank you to them, because I just bunching on them that, oh, please, wherever you are, you have to honor us. You have to come online and attend our program this evening. And they really did well by honoring me. I really want to appreciate them. And I hopefully I'm really very, very hopeful that the network will be good, because they've done everything possible for them to be on this evening. They've been, and you can see they've been on and off due to network problem. But we really don't care about the network, but we know definitely this program we hold this evening. And our first guest is
Definitely.
in person of Mr. Roy
Hello.
Olugbodi, and I'm pronouncing it well, because he just corrected me
O-
now that, oh, that's not the way to pronounce
Olugbodi.
Olugbodi. Okay, Olugbodi.
Olugbodi. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Olugbodi.
it.
Oh, I'm
It's
sorry for
nice
the
to be
wrong
here. It's
pronunciation.
okay.
Nice,
You get used to it.
nice having you around, Mr. Roy.
Yeah,
Nice
same
having you
here.
around.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell our people who Mr. Roy is? More about you, we really love to know.
Yeah. My name is Roy Olugbodi. Roy
Okay.
Oyene Olugbodi. I'm actually a Yoruba man from Ocean State, Nigeria. I'm a trained documentary filmmaker and I'm into events. I package events for people. I'm the seventh of nine kids. We used to
Oh,
be nine. We used to be nine. We lost the last, who happened to be the only girl in the
wow.
family. Yeah, we
Wow.
lost her last year, August. So uh, I'm happy to be here actually.
Wow.
I'm honored to be here, what I say. So good
It's,
to meet you people. I hope we're gonna have a swell time on the program this evening.
thank you, Mr. Roy. It's nice having
You're
you around.
welcome.
And it's a great honor to have you around too. We really appreciate that. And oh, then I would like to introduce our second guest to you, in person of Mrs. Bumi Ojo Afolabi. I guess the network is bad from my end too. If she can hear me, okay, I'm bringing her back on board. Mrs. Bumi Ojo, can you hear us? I guess the network from your end is so bad. If you can hear us, please. Okay, you know what, our viewers, why she's trying to connect. Okay, she's on now.
She's back.
Yeah, Mrs. Bumi Afolabi, are you with us?
It's so bad.
Okay, so sorry about the
I can
network.
I can hear you. The network is so bad.
I understand well, and I'm sure our viewers quite understand it too. We all understand it. It's fine. Would you like to tell us more about yourself?
Yes,
People would like to
yes,
know
I'm with
who.
you.
Okay, fine. I said, would you like to tell
Nigerian
us
network.
who Mrs. Bumi Ojafolabi is? Oh dear, Mrs. Bumi. Can you hear us? I guess our network is so bad. Very bad from our
It's
hand.
really
Then
bad.
why, Mrs. Bumi, can you hear us? Then why she's trying to
Okay.
get
Hello,
okay.
everyone. Good evening. My name is Olubumi Ojo Afolabi. Yes, can you hear Bumi
Okay.
Ojo Afolabi? Hello? Yes, I can hear. Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you. We
You can hear
can.
me now. Network is so bad.
We can hear you.
You can, okay. My name is Olubumi Ojo. My name is Olubumi Ojo Afolabi. I'm a widow, a mother, and the most important thing to me is being a woman.
Okay.
By profession, I'm a social worker. Although, like my sister put there, that I'm an engineer. I studied engineering. I've forgotten engineering for a long time. I delight in working with human beings. So that's why I go in the part of social worker. So I enjoy
Okay.
it. I work with people with mental health. I run a widow organization
Okay.
whereby our widow group is not about the entitlement theory of giving. We discuss about moving forward in a positive way, our mental state. That's what we discuss most about.
All right. Nice having you around, Mrs. Afolabi. Nice, really, really having you around. Now let's go into the today's program properly. Let's just move on because of time, and I'm sure the network is not too friendly. But we just have to
Yeah.
cope with it the way it is. Now, our first question is to Mr. Roy. Now they said ladies
Okay.
first after men, so I want to start with the man this evening. I really want
All
to
right.
start with. I want to do the honor by honoring the man, the only man in our midst now, by asking him the first question. And the first question to you, Mr. Roy, says, like what people have been saying that Valentine, we really want to know Valentine if it's all about love, if it's all about sex. And because there are a lot of people that have
Senior,
different backgrounds
I'm
in
doing
their heart
better.
that they are carrying. Now, the question is, what is your own opinion? Is the reason many people long for love and companionship on Valentine's Day? Why do most people long for love on Valentine's Day? Should it be
Yeah.
only Valentine's Day that they should long for love?
No, it goes beyond the Valentine's Day. Actually, many people carry a vacuum around in their hearts, and it's only on a day like Val's Day that the ache of the loneliness actually come up
Hmm.
and makes them to realize
Hmm.
that something isn't right with them. And I've been able to identify um, a major void, which I'll call loneliness.
Hmm.
It's a major void that actually affects people. It makes people to feel they need to long for someone, they need to love somebody. Probably they've been in failed relationships in the past and they've moved on, but a period like Valentine's Day do come and they feel how lonely and alone they are. So that period, everybody tends to feel like I need to be identified with somebody. I
Hmm.
need to show the world that I am not alone. So loneliness is a major, major thing that I've been able to identify. And in an attempt for people to seek approval from the opposite sex, actually, you see the people will rather want to do anything and give anything, including sex. I know we still come into all that to feel um, to win somebody to their sides, but it's not always the winning ticket. So on Val's Day, people tends to throw every caution to the wind and feel like, okay, I want to belong. I want to identify with somebody. So everything still goes back to going around in circles. So loneliness is actually a major void I've been able to identify. Why people long to be loved and why they long to for companionship on Valentine's Day.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roy. Mrs. Afolabi, what is your own opinion about that, ma? We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, what I can talk about when we talk about Valentine, love, we need to understand the concept of Valentine is coming from. We go back to Roman Empire, where
Okay.
Valentine language came out from. It was patron in the Catholic Church that is called Valentine. Used to represent love. And talking about Valentine, it's not between man and woman. If you understand, if you Valentine is love.
The network from your hand is so bad. We're finding it difficult to hear you, ma.
Wow. Stop. Are you hearing?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes.
you now. You can go on. Maybe we can pick
Yes.
along the line.
The love they are talking about in when say Valentine was talking about exchange among brethren. But gradually, people to the love between man and so you can share this love between sisters, siblings, but that can be shared within everybody. It's not just between man and woman. So we're making that mistake. And when we're talking about loneliness, loneliness is not just something that's a day, it's a thing of the mind.
Yeah.
It's a mindset. If you want to be lonely, you be lonely. It doesn't mean because you don't have a boyfriend, you don't have a man, a husband, a wife, that is why you are lonely. You can have a wife and a husband stay in the same house and they'll be lonely.
Yeah.
So it's a thing of mindset. It doesn't need to go into what we call you share your love with one another. You can share your love with your friends, you can share it with your husband, your family, your children. As you know, I don't have a husband now. As it's my husband, everybody I celebrate. I go out, I dress up in red. Sometimes I buy cake, I buy wine. And myself, I don't need a man to make me happy. So the loneliness that's been able to change in my life. So something you need to understand red clothes. Enjoy Valentine. I go out. I go up on that day. So you need to understand that Valentine is only between man and woman. And that is why a lot of people make mistakes. You can share it with your wife. So you don't need to wait and say you are lonely. So Valentine, they all go out and they start misbehaving, having casual sex. Because it's a time day, not the
meaning. You really said a lot. That's why that your network is bad, but you really said a lot. That Valentine is a season of love, and the love can be shared among different people, not only between a man and a woman. I guess those were the things you said. That's not necessarily between a man and a woman. You can share the love among your sisters. You can share it among your brothers. It could be between siblings, it could be between children and parents, not necessarily a time for you to like mess around. I guess those were the things we've been able to say. Thank you so much. And you said something that loneliness is a state of the mind. That, for example, you are a widow, and since your husband died, of course, you've been celebrating yourself, that you don't need a man for you to be, do you understand, for you to celebrate Valentine, that Valentine can still be celebrated despite all that. Thank you so much, Mrs. Afolabi. Despite that your network is so bad, yet we could still bring out those
we're able
things
to
that
pick.
you said. Yes, exactly. Thank you so much, Mrs. Afolabi. Now, my next question to Mr. Roy. The question is, you were saying something about the vacuum, that several people always feel that, oh, this is a vacuum, I need to like do something during Valentine. But can sex actually fill that vacuum? Can sex fill the vacuum?
Definitely no. Sex can't fill the vacuum. Sex actually It's like alcohol. Like some
Hmm.
people, when they are lonely or depressed and going through a lot, they tend to turn to drink. And then the alcohol is as good as it lasts on the body. As soon as
Hmm.
um, the euphoria goes down, you're back to yourself and back to that moment that actually pushed you to go and drink. So same thing with sex. Many people, like I said, they tend to throw caution into the wind and be like, I just got to do this. I don't care. Is it not better to go out there and do it than just staying here lonely all by myself?
Hmm.
I'm brooding all by myself. But the thing is, you're going to have it. The intensity of it, the fun of it, of course, to forget the loneliness temporarily. And as soon as everything is calmed, you are back, even if not more hurtful, like as you were than you were before
Hmm.
actually jumping into a bed with just anybody that could fill the vacuum. One thing is that most women, they need to know that for women, most women, they can actually um, they have sex with one man at a time in a period. But for men, sex comes as easy as anything. As um, many men, they can have sex with as many people as possible, and there's nothing attached. There's nothing connecting their hearts to that urge. As soon as they can take an advantage of the situation of having something that comes free, and men can actually go round and round. But when women tend to stick with just one person. Most women, I would say,
Hmm.
and it's more hurting when you throw caution into the wind and you jump into the bed on in the name of the Valentine. Then you
Hmm.
want to fill the vacuum, and then you feel useless or you feel used,
Hmm.
depending on the
Hmm.
concept or the angle it is coming from. It's really you can't. It's even more frightening when you jump into a bed with a total stranger or something like a one night stand. At least I'm going to have to remember this vow. I wasn't alone. But when the Valentine is gone, you come out even worse off. And women needs to realize one thing, that men, they have sex drive, and at the same time, men, they do have hearts.
Hmm.
Yes, there are two different things. A man can actually love you and still go out there to cheat on you or to take an advantage of the situation, and you
Hmm.
just clean his mouth like nothing ever happened. And
Hmm.
so it's most times the women that actually that are always at the receiving end, because after it's
Hmm.
you start calling and the guy is not picking his call again because he has somebody he actually loves. You only
Hmm.
had the fun of that time that came by. So sex actually cannot and will not fill the vacuum. And sex itself actually it aggravates the loneliness when it's done with no string attached. There's no love involved. There's no heart connected. Let me just have my nice time today because I didn't want to be alone. I didn't want people to come back next day and tell me this was how they spent this. I spent mine too, probably with a stranger. But then when Valentine is gone, people tend to hate themselves some more, and then the loneliness deepens, and this increases the level of depression. So sex
Hmm.
is not the way out. It's not the way out. It can never be the way out. So it's like the alcohol that wanes off, and then you're back to the same spot, if not um, more terrible than it was before you jumped into bed with
Hmm.
somebody, just anybody at the last Valentine. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Roy. There is something that touched my heart as we were speaking. That sex actually aggravates the loneliness the more. That's it.
Yeah,
If it actually aggravates it, that's the word. In fact, that's
yeah.
a word that I'm taking home. So why do if people know that this sex aggravates loneliness, it makes you feel worse. than than the initial state that you were before. So why are they going into what they are not supposed to go into? I sincerely don't know why. Do you understand? Why are they
Yeah.
doing it?
Many do it because, like I said, they are lonely and they are not. Many that tend to do this, they are not in tandem with the reality of life and what goes on around them.
Hmm.
I've had a situation. This wasn't even sex. There was a lady I knew that she got herself a giant car, a giant teddy bear, got herself drinks, and was just dancing. I'm like, my mind just got all this fun, but actually she had the money to to afford all this. But in the loneliness of time and in order not to be left behind, she chose to do this. So same thing for some people. They just feel I just don't want to be alone. And this tends to leave them more vulnerable than they
Than
were.
the original stage.
Yes. Because it will have broken them the more, and then feel I've crossed another boundary or I've crossed boundary for the first time. So why should I care? And the more they do it, the more you feel I've got what it takes to hold a man. Sex cannot actually buy you love. It cannot buy you companionship. And this is one thing most women especially needs to realize. Women tends to use what they have to want to get what they want, but and there will always be men. There will always be men to deliver what they want, and
Into
what they
the
want is the sex, but not the companionship, not the love, definitely. Yeah, so
Hmm.
with some rare
Thank
situations, maybe it's led to one thing or the other. But me, as a man, as an example, a woman I'm meeting for the first time, I jumping into bed. It's me. I would know I can't take her that serious. No, I would know that's how she's been jumping around, or something is wrong
so
somewhere. So
hmm.
yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Roy. I hope people
You're
can
welcome.
hear, really understand it. It's coming from a man's mouth, not from the woman now. It's coming from him. Hope they will hear and understand this. If you don't take care, if you don't take charge of your life, it will make you to become the worst person, that worst person than what you were before. So it's better you take charge of your life. Thank you so much, Mr. Roy. Now let me throw the question to Mrs. Afalabi. We asked the question that is sex can sex actually fill the vacuum that people are feeling? Can it actually fill the vacuum of loneliness?
Can you repeat the question, please? I can't hear
Can
properly.
sex actually fill the vacuum of loneliness?
Capital no,
Hmm.
it can't.
Okay.
Because when you are talking of loneliness, I'm a widow, so I have a better understanding than a married person. Loneliness is a term that you use when you don't have somebody to discuss with,
Hmm.
somebody that can share your moments.
Hmm.
And there's something that we do in social work in UK now. You might notice that there are lots of old people centers that are being opened. And the reason for old people centers being open is because of this loneliness, so that it will affect their mental states. So
Hmm.
once these old people, because some of them they have wife, husbands at home, it's not that they don't have, but because at that stage, when you get older, you have different things that you like. The men tends to move with their age mates. And that is why in Nigeria, you see old people, when they get old, they go back to the villages. And you see the old men going out in the evening with their friends. You see women looking after their children, their grandchildren. Because at
Hmm.
that stage, things change. So this thing that we call loneliness, it's according to your age, will determine how you feel the loneliness. So it's not sex, not having a sexual partner that will make you to be lonely. What will make you to be lonely is not having somebody to talk to, not having somebody to share your happiness with, your joy.
Yeah.
that is where you'll be lonely. So, and
Hmm.
this joy and happiness, you can create it from different sources. Your friend, your sisters, your brothers can be the person that will make you occupied and not be lonely. And have you noticed something? When you are occupied, you don't feel lonely. You have a job
Definitely.
that you
Yeah.
go to, you come back, you are tired. You don't feel loneliness. So these are the things that we need to look into. It's not sex, but having a sexual partner is good.
Okay.
It's good because sometimes when you have somebody like that, sometimes it helps you a lot in getting out of a lot of troubles.
Yeah.
When you have a sexual partner, you don't go around looking for men or for women, especially men. I'm sorry, Mr. Roy. Men, they go around because they just feel that they need to ease themselves out of that sexual tension. So they can go around and
Yeah.
look for different women up and down. They don't care, which some women are doing now. So we need to understand that having sexual partners is good because sometimes your health, if you are unable to do exercise, having sexual partner, having sex is a form of exercise. This same
Yeah.
exercise, you can gain it from somewhere else.
Hmm.
Jogging does the same thing as sex. Running does the same thing as sex. Treadmill does the same thing as sex. So it just depends on the type that you want to use for your exercise. So it's good to have sex. I'm not disputing that. But sex is not removing loneliness. You can have a
Hmm.
Yeah.
sexual partner morning, afternoon, be doing it and you'll be lonely because there's
That's true.
nothing connecting you. There should be a connection. So having sex on Valentine's Day should not be because of loneliness. If you have sex on Valentine's Day, have sex on Valentine's Day because you love the person. You want to express your love.
Love.
That's how I see it.
Hmm. If you want to have sex on Valentine's Day, do it because you want to express your love, not because I am lonely. That's a very good point, and it's a take home for me. Thank you so much, Mrs. Afolabi. I really like that. You and Mr. Roy, you are really giving me a take home this evening. Thank you so much. Now, our next question to you is what kind of love? What kind of love can actually cure loneliness? What kind of love? Can we start
Yeah.
with Mr. Roy?
Yeah. To talk about love and killing loneliness, I think the first rule, you have to be real to yourself.
Hmm.
You have to be real to yourself. You have to identify what your situation really is and how to deal with it. Um,
Hmm.
One thing we all have a psychological need for love as well as a physical urge for sex, but they are different forces. They are separate forces. If you really want happiness and deal with loneliness, the challenge is to me both in a long lasting meaningful way. And how do
Hmm.
I mean by this? You need to identify what and people that makes you happy, not just what you rush into and you rush out from.
Hmm.
You need to know the fact that love takes commitment. So if you are the one that is looking for a woo to the answer kind of a thing, it will always come back to the zero points. It will always be like you're going around the circles. So the
Hmm.
kind of love you need must be genuine. But you don't know a genuine love unless you are very real and genuine yourself. This
Hmm.
way you'll be able to identify that what you are dealing with or whom you are dealing with is fake and not being truthful with you. The way you lay your bed is the way they will sleep on it.
Hmm.
And the way you push that respect to him or her is the way you're gonna be taken or accepted. So the kind of love like you loneliness has to do with you yourself knowing your level, knowing your
Hmm.
kind of person. You are
Hmm.
not being peer pressured or you're watching your friends. Okay, my friends, they are kind of boyfriends are the one that's got Benzes, the guts, and G wagons, the guts. you tend to live in a world that isn't yours, and then if you are to see what most of your friends actually go through, yeah, they could have everything, but they are still lonely. Whereas you see them as the happiest, but they aren't happy. So probably some of them got this from a man that's committed to his woman at home and his family, and he's got a day or the hours in the week you need to call him. But you, there you were feeling like, oh, my friend's got this fine, tall, rich guy, but you don't know she's the person you're trying to copy, or you are envying her lifestyle or her mode in the moment is actually worse off than you are. So you don't need to copy anyone. You need to identify who you are yourself. You need to identify what or who makes you happy. You need to identify the right company. Until you do that, everything will still be like you just want to be. If you want to be, then want to be with whom you want to be, that is real with you, not you seeking what you've seen somebody, or you don't copy what you've seen in the movie. Yeah, happily ever after kind of a thing. Yeah, it's real, but you got to be real yourself for you to find something that is real around you. And men tends to know, we tend to know when you are real and when you are fake. And that's just the truth. That's why I said a woman you are meeting for the first time on a vows evening, just because she sat close to you and drinks brought you together on the table, and she felt, okay, let's end up in your hotel room, and she's expecting that something love will come out of it like that. No, the man will really think like this one. Oh, if she didn't see me last night, she could have gone with somebody else. So I don't think I could take this that some person serious. So the kind of love that actually takes loneliness from you should be a genuine one. But for you to find this, you have to be at that point of genuineness yourself. Be real. And there's somebody for somebody out there. That's my belief. There's somebody with their own mates out there. But you need to identify your mates and identify who you are yourself and the situation that will bring the right person, man or woman. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Roy. What you said is really, really
You're
loaded,
welcome.
very loaded. Sincerely, it is like what I've been hearing, or I was hearing as a young girl. Attracts be who you want to attract. Do you understand? Whatever you want to attract, you yourself
Yeah.
must be that. And the example my mom was
Yeah.
always using for me then was a magnet. Do you understand? You have for you to attract the good person. Be that good person yourself. So he said, be genuine. If you want a genuine person, you are lonely. Yes, you want this loneliness to be taken away from you. So the kind of love that will take it off is genuine love. So are you genuine yourself? So we have to really sit down and talk to ourselves. Are we genuine, or you want to copy what is not, the fake things on the fake thing in town that we see on different social media? Oh, the latest bag, the latest jeep, the latest this, the latest everything. And yet, you really do not know what those people are passing through under. You really do not know their state of mind. You don't know their loneliness. Yet, they are the people you want
Yeah.
to copy because you're seeing them shining on different social media platforms. If it's makeup they're wearing, you don't really know who they are. Oh, this person is really too, she's really this, is really that. That's what is behind those fineness you're not seeing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Roy. I really appreciate
Welcome.
your candid word of advice. Thank you so much. Now I'm throwing the same question back to Mrs. Afalabi. So, what kind of law do you think can cure loneliness, can take away loneliness?
Thank you so much.
You're
Like, I
welcome.
love what my brother Roy said. He said, real love. Without real love, nothing can cure is because when you love somebody, there's a difference. Having sex to a man is not love. But to women, once women have sex with a man, they believe they love the person. They attach love to sex. But men
Yeah.
don't attach love to sex.
That was what
So
you
this
was
is the
started with.
difference between man and woman.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's a big issue with different gender. So for you to have real love, for you to have love for somebody, it starts from what is your like? What do you like? You must like something about a person to love the person. And lust and love are different. You develop love. There's nothing like love at first sight. It is lust at first sight. So
Okay.
it is. So when you
Yeah.
meet somebody, even if that is why when they introduce two people together, that they call arranged marriage, they
Yeah.
might not love each other, but by the time they start living together, they develop love because they see some good characteristics in that person, and that made them to develop love for the person. And those are the type of love that can cure any loneliness. Because when you love somebody, you are genuinely, you can discuss with the person. You can share your innermost heartbeat with the person. What is paining you, you can bring it to the person. And that is why I was saying initially that this love can be a love between brothers and sisters. It can be a love between friends. We have some friends that are so close that they can share anything. So this is genuine love. When you love somebody totally, with all your being, and you can give anything to the person, this is what we call love.
Thank you
And
so
this
much,
is
Mrs.
what kind
Okay.
the type of love that will remove loneliness.
All right. Thank you so much, Mrs. Afalabi. My two guests have been able to agree that the only love that can cure loneliness is true love, genuine love. No shortcuts to it. And you must be a genuine
Nothing.
person for you to receive that genuine love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Before I will go to my next question, one of our viewers just posted a question now. In fact, I love this question. He says that my question, okay, my question, is it right for a lady to first approach a man she admire? Because majority sees it as an act of waywardness, which will later affect the
Can I
lady's
answer
self.
that question?
Please go ahead.
Can
Please
I
go
answer the
ahead.
question?
Yes,
It's not
please.
wrong. When you see something, you go for it. Come on. You go for what you see. It's not left for the man to say yes or no. That is how it works. It's not just a man that could admire a woman and come up to a woman and toast a man. If I'm a widow, I don't have any love life, I don't have anything. But if I see a man like that,
Yeah.
Otedola is my crush. If I see
I
Otedola
like
anywhere today, why are you laughing? Otedola is my crush. I've gone around, I've cut my eye, cut my nose. Otedola is not looking at me. If I see Otedola, I have a chance. I will approach him. Come on, it's not marriage. There's nothing spoiled. So this is life.
Thank you so much. I love the answer. Mr. Roy, what's your own view about it?
Yeah, I don't actually see anything wrong about it. At a point in time, I was in the UK with you guys, and I discovered big time like the way people view things actually in Africa is different from the way we see it over there in England and in the other advanced countries. I don't see anything actually wrong. Like yeah, I was saying the other time, you need to identify who you are, identify what you love, and the kind of a person you want to go for. So you going for it's your courage and it's your approach, and it's most men we tend to even love a woman who is confident. We love a
Hmm.
woman who is confident. We don't want a baby thing that I don't want to babysit anyone. So it's actually it shows your level of confidence. It's not about promiscuity now. It shows you could be in control. And we men actually we love a woman that is real with us to be in control. And most men that's done this in the past have seen advancement in their financial life and spiritual life. So there's nothing absolutely wrong with that. You can actually walk up to that man and let him know this is what I feel about you. Probably he feels it too and it was too or he's too shy, or your courage actually scares him a bit, like, okay, this sister, I've been looking at her, and he tries to walk his way near you every Sunday in the church, sitting close to where you are, but his courage always fails him at the end of each service. So if you notice that, you could walk up to him. There's nothing absolutely wrong with that. It's your approach and it's your courage, and definitely not putting yourself on a platter of gold, like throwing caution and doing like we've been talking about since. Thank you.
I love my guests this evening. I really love both of you. Thank you. You are so down to earth. Real people, very real people, which in my own point of view too, there is nothing wrong. I have even done that times without number. I will tell you, even till now, of course, I'm not a I am not a wayward person. I don't say anything wrong. Anytime I see anybody and I like, oh, I like you, you're good, you're this, you that. That is a way of admiring someone. Even before I got married, I say to people, you're a very good person, I like you. That is me. I don't see anything wrong in it. And some people will say, oh, I'm a Christian, I can't do it. Is there a place in the Bible that God puts it there that please is a man thing to
Not
always
much
approach
approach you.
woman? No, it's not written. And if it's not written there, please, there is nothing wrong. It's just a societal thing. Just wake up from your slumber and tell yourself the right thing. If you're a lady and you really like someone, nothing wrong. And if you're too shy to really do it, you can still look for ways to do it. Do you understand? Like my friend, late Daroye Bowale, was always saying that's okay. The Bible says that he that finds a wife finds a good thing. And I'm sure Auntie Bubi knows who Dare, because he was in engineering too. He was in engineering the same school because he went to the same university. So Dare was always saying the Bible says that he that finds a man finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. It's now the duty of the woman to make herself findable. So how
Yeah.
can you make yourself exactly? It's the duty of the woman to make yourself findable. Yeah, and if the man is not even seeing you, do it. There are ways in which you can do it. Exactly. Don't worry. Comfort, Soria. We always teach you. It's a topic for today. Exactly. There are several ways in which you can make yourself findable. And before you know it, the man will come sharp, sharp. Thank you so much. Hope you've been able to answer Lakon's question. Thank you so much. Oh, somebody said, I remember Daroye Bowale. I know everybody will know him. He was a good man. Now our next question. Now our next question. We have two more questions before we leave. The next question
Okay.
says, why does Valentine's Day give some people a sense of loneliness? Why does Valentine's Day give some people a sense of loneliness? Because let me put it this way. While I was in secondary school, sincerely, while I was in secondary school, I remember my senior then. I was attending Deeper Life, really, with my parents. I was attending Deeper Life. And I remember my senior then, she too was attending Deeper Life, the same fellowship. And she said something. Of course, she was somebody that we're always looking up to. I was in GSS1 while she was in like SS1 then. She was a big senior. So with time, I later got to know that she died. We went for a program, she died. I was not asking
Oh,
people what killed her, what killed her, what killed her. Do you know the reason why she died? Somebody who was very, very fervent in the Lord that we are always looking up to. She was in the choir, Deeper Life Choir. So imagine how strict for you to be a worker in Deeper Life in the choir. And with time that she said she was very lonely, that she, of course, that she cannot continue with such life. She's so lonely, she was very lonely. So she, before we knew it, she was into a man, a boyfriend. So she aborted the first, aborted the second, aborted. It was at the verge of the fourth that she died. She lost her life. Now, what am I saying? She was having a sense of loneliness. So then my own answer to it then was, if you are not taking charge of your life, take control of your life. There are several things will come, problems will come. Do you understand? And at the end of it, you might end up losing your life because you are not in charge. So now I'm putting it to my two guests. What is your own take about this? Why do people feel lonely during Valentine's Day? Why? Why is that season that, oh, that's the season at which I'm lonely? Why? I want to hear from you both. Can we start from Mr. Roy or Mrs. Afalabi? Who wants to go first?
Yeah, actually,
Very
it's still very
interesting.
part of what we've been talking about. You you tend to feel left out. Most people tend to feel left out on a vows day, and the loneliness comes back. And even for some married couples, they do still experience this. You
Hmm.
know, they could be married, and to the world everything is okay with them, but to the man, he knows he's lonely. To the woman, she knows she's as lonely as anything. So
Hmm.
we tend to seek happiness like everyone is on that particular day, even though you don't know if the happiness you are trying to copy or you are trying to admire is actually real or not. But um we all deserve to be happy one way or the other. We all want
Hmm.
to be loved. We want to love, and there's nothing like being loved and being loved back too. But everybody want to belong to somebody that day. Somebody needs to be for me as well,
Hmm.
and the loneliness becomes more pronounced.
Hmm.
Like we've been talking about loneliness, it becomes more pronounced that day. So that's the major reason why everybody you just want to be happy. It's tied to happiness, actually. It's tied to happiness, and that's why most people are actually misguided to do what they are not meant to do that day, because you feel, okay, if it's not coming to me, let me kuku give it out then. Instead of me
Hmm.
just staying here and brooding, let me go out there. Most people, they see the Valentine's Day like like the sex day kind of a thing,
Hmm.
so it's still like all we've been talking about. It's that urge to seek acceptance, and most times we tend to seek it where it doesn't actually exist. So that
Hmm.
day is a day of of um of realization of the situation around myself as a person. What is happening to me? Why is there nobody with me? Why am I not with nobody? I want to be happy, just like sister something is happy, like just like brother Joe is happy. So everybody tends to seek that happiness and the realization of the situation around them,
Hmm.
like, okay, I'm just alone. And it just dawned on them that day. So that's what I can say about that. Thank you.
Hmm. Thank you so much, Mr. Roy. Mrs. Afalabi, what's your own take about this?
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Like Mr. Roy said, as is tied to loneliness. When you are happy, you don't feel lonely. So majority of people that feel lonely during Valentine's Day is because they are not happy at all.
Yeah.
And you create your own happiness. This is what people need to understand. You need to learn to create your own happiness.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because I remember when my husband died, for 1 year, I was like a mad person on the street alone.
Hmm.
I couldn't go to work. I left my job. I was not doing anything because I was not okay. But after
Hmm.
1 year, I picked up myself. Nobody preached to me, nobody told me what to do. I preached to myself. I said, come on, babe, you need to get up. What is nonsense? Are you going to follow him? I spoke to myself and I started creating my own happiness. I started
Hmm.
dancing on Facebook. I started writing things on social media because that is the things that is to have that job and creating friendship from all these things. So you create
Hmm.
your own happiness. We have individual ways of being happy. What makes me happy is not going to make Tosin happy. It's not going to make Mr. Roy happy. From
Yeah.
different background, different characters, different exposures.
Yeah.
So all these things we decide how we are going to live our life. Whatever makes you happy, go for it. And when you are happy, you don't feel lonely. You might not have a boyfriend, a girlfriend. On Valentine's Day, I run a widows and widower group. Do you know on Valentine's Day, you go to club. My widow would go to white and red outfits. Tell me, how would they feel lonely? They come on that day and themselves. That is what we do. So we don't need to wait for a person, a man or a woman, for us to be happy, for us to enjoy our. We need to learn to start enjoying ourselves. Because what gives assurance that once you have a boyfriend this year, you are going to have a boyfriend? What gives you assurance that your husband will still be alive, your wife will still be alive? Start your own happiness. And when you create your own happiness, it really helps you out to fight against loneliness. I can stay in my house throughout the day in UK. You know UK, you live in UK, Tosin. Neighbors don't come knocking on our door like Nigeria. I can stay in my house for 2 without seeing anybody and I'm telling you, I create my own happiness. So once you create your own happiness, you have things that is making you happy. You don't feel.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Afolabi. I guess, have you finished? I guess our network has gone.
Yes.
Yes, hanging.
All right. Thank you so much, Mrs. Afolabi.
I finished.
He said something. He said something that the reason why people are okay, it's because they're not happy. That is why they feel so lonely on Valentine's Day. It's because they're not happy. And Mrs. Afolabi said she agrees to that. That is because people are not happy. And she now said that people should learn to create their own happiness, which is the truth. I quickly want to chip in this before I ask my last question. We have 5 minutes more to go. Before I ask my last question, I just is my own personal experience. While I was in school, we all know we of course Ado Ekiti. I was in Ado Ekiti. And while I was in school, I never had a boyfriend, and because I wanted to make a point, while I was going, okay, the first day I entered Ado Ekiti, that I got to Ado Ekiti, I met a guy, and he told me that you must have a boyfriend, you must have this. I was like, is it compulsory for you to have a boyfriend as a student? And he said, yes, it's compulsory. Okay, and that was what made me as a person. I said, no matter what, I want to go through the walls of this school without not having one. And see, because I know that I have that strength, I have that ability to stay. That is it. And at the end of it, I knew I went through it without not a single boyfriend, which is the truth about me. And God had it. I got married at 38 as a virgin. I did not have a single boyfriend. That is it. I
Really?
got married at the age of, yes, I got married at the age of 38 and I was a virgin when I got married. And I look at it that fine, I am not I am not Jesus. Jesus died for all of us, isn't it? He gave me grace, and the grace is available for everyone, which is the truth. The grace is available. So is what the point I'm trying to bring out here is that it's not all about you sleeping around that will cure the loneliness, as Mr. Roy said. And while I was in UNAD, I remember vividly well during Valentine's period. Do you know what I was always doing? I would go out, take myself out to the different joints, take myself out there. I will foot the bill myself. I make sure, roses. There was this roses that was always raining then. I make sure I buy one and give to myself. I celebrate myself. I buy gifts. It's true. Those were the things I was doing. So no girl will say, oh, you have it. Oh, yeah, my boyfriend bought it for me. My boyfriend bought it for me. And I remembered my mates then. They were asking me, oh, Tosi, you also have a rose. You have this, you have that, you have that. Who is that guy? And by the time I told them that, no, I bought them myself, they were like, seriously? Are you sure? I said, why? Must you wait for a guy to do that? Can't you celebrate yourself? Can't you be who you God wants you to be? Can't you move on in life? So that is the message here. It's not all about messing around. It's about you taking charge of your life and move on and be a better person. That is just the message at which we are passing across here. And thank you so much. And my last question that I said I'm going to ask both of you is what advice because Valentine is just next week Sunday. For 7 more days, 1 week now. Valentine is just next week Sunday. So, what advice would you like to give to people? Because definitely is a yearly thing, and we still see people that we still want to like. Oh, I'm lonely. I need a guy. I need a woman. I need to mess around. So, what advice would you like to give? That's the question. Should we start from Mr. Roy? Mr. Roy.
No, can I answer that quickly because I need
Network.
to run. You know, I'm you understand?
Okay, that was even the last question anyway.
Can I answer?
Yes,
Can I answer it quickly so that I
go ahead,
need
ma.
to go? Just
Go
answer
ahead.
Oh,
it.
the network is bad.
Okay.
Go ahead,
My
yeah.
advice to people who are listening to us is my advice is this: if you are listening to us, either you are old, you're a man, you're a woman, love is a beautiful thing, something that we can cherish. But it doesn't need to happen only on Valentine's Day. Share your love with the people around you every single day of your life. Your sisters, your brothers, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife. I'm telling you this as an advice as a widow. Because we don't know what will happen tomorrow. Don't wait till Valentine's Day before you share that love. So whoever you love, express your love to them and let them know that you love them. That is my word of advice for everybody. Share love among everybody. And if you are, peradventure, you are still alive on Valentine's Day, express your love to your loved ones, not only to your lovers, to your husband, boyfriend, express it to your family. Let them know that you love them.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mrs. Afolabi. Now, Mr. Roy is back. Let's quickly take his own advice to everyone. What advice would you like to give to people? Valentine is coming. What advice would you like to give?
Yeah, you, like we've said, you need to be real to yourself. You need to stay happy. You need to identify what makes you happy. You need to be truthful to your situation, and you need to go all out there. If you've been the one that's been like restricted yourself within a shell, you need to go out there, not jumping around the bed of on people, but just go out there. Feel free to be happy. Happiness is free. Create what makes you happy. Identify what makes you happy. Identify people that makes you happy. Identify those places that make you happy. It could be family. For myself, I know what does make me happy, and I know what I'm doing on that day. It's gonna be like it's not gonna be enough for everything I have to do. So just go out all day. Be yourself. Just be yourself. Be happy. Mix up with people. Loneliness. Stay within your shells. Not mixing up wouldn't help. However, be cautious of what happens that day. Don't say because it's tall, it's rich, it's this, it's that, then let me just do this. Maybe when I give him his my body, it's gonna be mine. No, it's not gonna be yours. Maybe for that moment in time. Probably it's going on somebody else that same night self. So just stay happy. Identify what makes you happy and be real to yourself. Be real to your situation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Roy.
You're
Identify
welcome.
what's happy and stay with the people that you love. Valentine
Yeah,
is coming. Thank you so much, Mr. Roy. It's nice having you
you're
around, a
welcome.
great privilege, which we
Same
don't
here.
want to take for granted. I really appreciate it. Thank you for honoring us. God, in return, we
You're
honor
welcome.
you. Thank you. Thank you so
Amen.
much.
All right.
This is
You're
calling
welcome. Thank you.
this is where I'll be calling it a day. I appreciate all our viewers for coming online, and we hope to see you again next week. Till we meet again, I remain my humble self and your loyal friend, Oluwatosin Oladimeji Ladipo. Till then, bye and stay blessed. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.